AO 2026 Day 6 Preview. Sabalenka plays the long game. Naomi Osaka's extravagant jellyfish and butterfly-inspired walk-on ensemble has Aryna Sabalenka thinking. More. Day 6 schedule of play. Quite the extrovert, world number 1 Sabalenka thinks it's about time she ups the ante for her Rod Laver Arena entrance. While there won't be any mid-tournament tweaks to the two-time Australian Open champions kit this year, rest assured she already has 2027 in mind. That's why it's so beautiful that you can feel free and go and show yourself, show your personality, Sabalenka said. I think that was a perfect fit of Osaka's personality, her culture, a lot of things. That was pretty cool. We are working on it, but I don't know. I think I would be more like classy entrance. Maybe long coat. I was fantasizing trying to work it out, but not good enough yet. But I'll come up with something cool next year, for sure. The top seed doesn't have a great deal of time up her sleeve to design flamboyant walk-on outfits right now anyway, given her focus is fixed firmly on recapturing the trophy that she relinquished in last year's final. In the third round on Friday, Sabalenka meets Austria's Anastasia Potapova, a player she has beaten twice without conceding more than 2 games a set. More. AO 2026 Women's Singles Draw. When you go against the top-ranking player, you have nothing to lose, so you play more free. So they always bring the best battle, which I love, she said. It's a great challenge for me. I look at each match as a new match, new opportunity. I have also been working really hard. For me, doesn't matter what was in the past. Following Sabalenka and Potapova in the second-day match at Rod Laver Arena, men's top seed Carlos Alcaraz returns to action against French 32nd seed Corentin Moutet. More. AO 2026 Men's Singles Draw. 2 of the biggest proponents of the drop shot, Alcaraz and the left-handed Moutet, have never met. While yet to concede a set, the Spaniard was made to work in his first 2 matches against Adam Walton and Yannick Hanfmann, but inched closer to a third straight second week at Melbourne Park. Against a redlining Hanfmann, Alcaraz found it difficult to ascertain how well he was striking the ball. I didn't see myself playing that good, but then talking to my team, I realized that I played better than I thought, which I think is great, he grinned. Obviously, I still getting used to the conditions, getting used to playing better. I think when you are on court you cannot see the right thing sometimes, so you're stuck in the negative thoughts or negative things. You don't see the global or the whole thing. Those comments with my team after the match helps me a lot in the next round see the things more clear. When you go against the top-ranking player, you have nothing to lose, so you play more free, so they always bring the best battle. Australia's leading hope, 6th seed Alex de Minaur, is back under the lights on Friday night where a familiar foe, Frances Tiafoe, bids to derail his second-week ambitions. Minaur was forced to bide his time against a free-swinging Hamad Medjedovic on Wednesday before he showed his mettle physically and mentally to land his 7th straight third-round showing at Melbourne Park. He leads the ledger 3-1 against the big noise, big arena-loving former world number 10 Tiafoe. We've had some battles in the past. I wouldn't expect anything other than an absolute battle against him, de Minaur said. He seems to be locked in. It's only going to get tougher and tougher. I'm very happy with my level. I'm up for the full challenge. Riding a 6-match winning streak following her 4th WTA title in Adelaide, leading in, 18-year-old Mira Andreeva closes the Rod Laver Arena night session against Romanian Elena Gabriela Ruse. The 8th seed has never faced the world number 79, who equaled her deepest run at a major following wins over 26th seed Diana Yastremska and Ajla Tomiljanovic. I feel like I gained some confidence, especially after Adelaide, winning the title there, going into Melbourne playing a lot of matches, winning those matches, Andreeva said. I can say that win obviously gave me some confidence. I'm trying to keep the level of that mindset for as long as I can playing in Melbourne. AO 2026 Day 6 Preview. Sabalenka plays the long game. Melbourne wakes differently in the second week's shadow. The sun still burns the same bright Australian white, the gulls still circle Rod Laver Arena with lazy confidence, but by day 6 the tournament has found its true rhythm. The noise sharpens. The air tightens. Dreams are no longer hypothetical, they are either defended or dismantled. On this day, Aryna Sabalenka walks back into the heat not as a question mark, but as a thesis. Day 6 is where the Australian Open stops flirting with possibility and starts demanding proof. For Sabalenka, proof has never been about power alone. Everyone knows the violence of her forehand, the way her serve can sound like a small thunderclap echoing off the steel ribs of the stadium. What Day 6 asks instead is whether she can still be standing, mentally, tactically, patiently, when the points stretch, the margins thin, and the match stops rewarding brute force. This is where Sabalenka now plays the long game. The old heat, the new calm. There was a time when Melbourne felt like an adversary to Sabalenka. The heat amplified her urgency. The crowd's restless energy fed her impatience. Early round brilliance sometimes curdled into second-week chaos. Winners became heirs. Confidence became confrontation, often with herself. But the Sabalenka of 2026 arrives differently. She doesn't rush the walk from the tunnel anymore. She doesn't scan the crowd as if looking for validation or threat. Her towel routine is slower. Her eyes linger on the baseline between points, tracing invisible geometry, depth, margin, height. This is not a player trying to end rallies as fast as possible. This is a player trying to end tournaments. Day 6 reflects that evolution. Her earlier rounds may not have been flawless, few are, but they have been disciplined. She has absorbed pace instead of always generating it. She has trusted her legs when the instinct screamed for a shortcut. Most importantly, she has accepted that winning ugly is still winning, especially in Melbourne's merciless middle rounds. The matchup as a mirror. Whoever stands across the net from Sabalenka on Day 6 is less important than what they represent. At this stage, opponents are competent, confident, and convinced they have a plan. They have watched the tapes. They know the narrative: extend the rallies, test the patience, target the second serve, invite the overhit. Once, that plan worked often enough to become doctrine. Now, it is a gamble. Sabalenka's ball tolerance has quietly become one of the most underrated elements of her game. She no longer panics when a rally hits 8 shots. Or 12. She waits. She probes. She uses height cross-court to buy time, then steps inside the baseline not to finish recklessly, but to finish decisively. Day 6 is usually where players try to rush Sabalenka, sensing the looming pressure of a quarter-final berth. But pressure has changed shape for her. It no longer arrives as a sudden storm. It arrives as a long, slow burn, and she has learned how to regulate it. The serve as strategy, not escape. The serve has always been her weapon. In 2026, it is her compass. Earlier in her career, the serve was an escape hatch, get out of trouble fast or not at all. Now it is deployed with intent. Body serves at 30 all. Slice wide to open space, not just to end the point.